Hey, I'm going to leave the manual for the remote collar, the Mini Educator, with you, so you'll be able to look all this up, but I wanted to give you a quick reference for how to operate the tool. This is not the training portion. We will do that in person, but I wanted just to make sure that you had something quick you could look at. All right, so first, how do we turn it on? On the handheld, the big button in the middle, which has an L on it, you are gonna push and hold it down until the screen lights up. So let's see if we can get that image. When the screen lights up, which is a light blue, you will see the numbers and all the settings. I'll talk about the settings in a minute. Now, how do you turn this on? It does not have its own on-off. It has this little red dot on it. The remote also has a little red dot. So what we do is we touch the red dot to the red dot and the light turns green. To turn it off, we touch the red dot to the red dot and the light turns red. So this has its own on-off. This one you need to touch. You want to make sure you turn this baby on before you put it on tank. Now, if you want to make sure it's on, you can just hit the vibrate button. The vibrate button is the black button that's by itself. Make sure it vibrates. If it doesn't vibrate, which it doesn't because I had turned it off, I'll turn it back on, and now it vibrates. So you want to make sure it's operating first, and then you're going to put this on tank. Now, let me bring my stunt dog. Hold on. My old girl, Macy. Hey, May. May, May. Come here, baby. Come here, May. Good girl. Good girl. Come here, sugar. Come here. Okay. All right. So, come here, babe. Sit down. Thank you. I needed Macy because she's a lighter color. So here's what we're doing. You want to take the light part and have it facing out so that you can see it. Now, Macy does not have an ear on this side, so that's a little confusing, but you want to put the box low and to the side. See where it is on her now? You don't want it way down here on his trachea, and you don't want it way up here where he can't feel anything. You want it right here, low and to the side. Now, you make the collar tighter than a normal collar. It's gonna be tight enough so that the box doesn't move. If the box moves and either one or both of those receptors are not touching his neck, he'll get no signal. So they both have to be touching for him to get a signal. So we keep it low. The idea is that you take 2 fingers and you just barely want to be able to fit 2 fingers under it. So once it's on there good and snug, then you're good to go. If it starts to move, then you want to tighten it up. Okay? So just low and to the side. Good girl, Moody. Good girl. And I'm leaving you with a brand new one, so it's got plenty of length for him. So, okay. The rest of it, I'm going to go ahead and preset this so that all you're going to have to do is worry about adjusting the level. It goes from 1 to 100, and I'll tell you how we decide those levels, but here's the idea. When we find this knob adjusts the numbers up and down. When we find a number we like, we push it and we hold it until the number flashes. Then the number can't change unless we want it to. If we push and unlock it, now the numbers roll again. So when you are on a number that you know is the right number for him, you'll lock it in. Until then, you're going to want to give yourself the freedom. Now, finally, the buttons. The button, as I mentioned, the button over here by itself, that is vibrate. We're not even going to use that right now. The 2 buttons that we're going to use are the black and the red. It's highly unlikely you're going to use the red right now, and I'll tell you why. The black button is just the regular electro stem. You set it on a 10, the black button gives him a 10. The red button is what we call a boost. That means that we can set it for 5 higher than the norm or 10 higher than the norm. So let's say it's set on 10. You're hitting him on 10, but for some reason you feel the need to give him a higher signal. If this is set at 5 above, then this is a 10, this becomes a 15. If we set it for 10 above, this is a 10, this becomes a 20. So the boost is really, I usually use the boost in cases of emergency. If I'm concerned about safety, a dog's running off someplace and they seem to be ignoring, then I will boost. Or a dog's headed toward traffic or something to that effect. Every once in a while, we will use the boost in the training capacity, but I don't want you to worry about boost right now. I just want you to know that it's there. We're going to only, for the foreseeable future, work with just this black button, the electro stim. So this is vibrate by itself. Not going to use that right now. This is electro stim and the boost, and we're probably not going to use the boost. I'm going to set it up, though, so that the only thing you have to do is find the right level for him, which I'll teach you how to do. So, okay, see you soon.